Wines kick towards half forward. Lynch again playing up forward. Kicked half a dozen against the Eagles 8 days ago. And he's a thumping kick, and you wouldn't count him out from here. And this would be just the start the Lions would want. He kicked outstandingly well in Perth, in different conditions, admittedly. But the ball wouldn't be heavy yet. Drop punt, leans back, gives it a real ride. What a kick! A beauty to start with. And the Lions draw first blood.
It was a great start for Fitzroy. Free kick into the centre of the ground. They got it away by Jimmy Wine, who appears to have the tagging job on Tony Francis as rain begins to fall here at Princess Park. And everything's set up now for a tight tussle in one of the matches of the round.
Terrific start to the Lions. Damien Moncourse versus James Manson. Moncourse with the right hand. Tony Shaw in hard after it. The ball hits the deck. There's Michael Christian. The ball smothered. Centre wing is Watson. A quick kick to the half-forward line. Seacamp off the ground and over the line on centre wing.
And a point of note, Peter, that Barry Mitchell starting in the centre of the ground. He's being picked up by Bradley Boyd. Mitchell, of course, recruited from Sydney as an on-ball player, but has been playing up in the forward pocket, not getting the number of possessions he was required to have.
Kick off the ground towards the half-forward line for the Magpies, and that was almost out on the full off the boot of Mitchell, but it'll be a throw-in at half-forward. Collingwood scoring in. There's former Swan star, 27 years of age, finding it hard to cement a place in this Collingwood side.
Some key matchups. Boyd, who came into the side last week, kick up towards McCarthy. Repeating the Gaffer playing no right. Nice kick by McCarthy. Lynch, good take. Line ducks. It was, and Lyon was set up and then ducked. Free kick to Williams. His tag is Armstrong. Here's Christian. Francis. Well, the hip and shoulder was there. Baldwin didn't put it on. Rose kicked round the body. Seacamp versus Krasiska. Well played, Krasiska. Brown, a good give. It was a hot one. Unable to be taken, though, by Mitchell. Brown again. Great to see him back. Centering kick. Rockers in the box seat. Got it. Well, Jared, we mentioned Lynch was a thumping kick at one end. This bloke will have no trouble at all with the distance from here.
No outstanding kick is Aereo Rocker, but the rain is very heavy at the moment, coming down in drops bigger than a bowling ball.
Rocker from 40 goes drop punt and kicks it long and strong and through. The Maggies reply instantly. A goal apiece at the park.
Yes, good play by Gavin Brown there. Involved a couple of times. Gave a quick one to Mitchell. He put it to ground. He was good enough, though, Brown, to get it back. And a good centering kick to the top of the square saw Big Rocker take a pretty good mark on the chest. Almost as big a superstar up forward as Peter McKenna.
Great start to the game. A goal apiece. Centre of the ground. That's Paul Broderick to the half-forward line. Watson on his own. Had a great season. And in the Victorian squad. Hand pass from Mitchell. Back to Watson. Around the corner to centre wing. Baldwin was grabbed when he didn't have it. And it will be a kick on centre wing to Jason Baldwin. Speedy wingman. Off he goes on the right foot. A lovely kick to the half-forward line. Wheeled in the flyer. Over the back, using his intelligence there. Watson. Sweeping hand pass to Shaw. On to Williams. Paul Williams sets sail towards Rocker. The big hands of Rocker go up. Mark Zanotti with pace at the back. Did it well, Mark Zanotti. Backs himself in. Gives off a hand pass. This is David Johnston, the former Essendon utility player. The half-forward punched away. Oh, almost to Mark McCarthy. Sock it off the ground. That's Dundas. In towards Lynch. Lynch and McEwen. McEwen goes for the safety of the boundary line. And now it rolls over the line. Forward pocket for Fitzroy.
Good matchup at centre half forward for Colling. They have Brown there and Ruse from Fitzroy, their champion, picking him up. So a champion on another should be a great contest all game. I'm sure one of Brown's biggest jobs will be as a negative player on Ruse, who starts many of their attacks.
Watson, Lyon put a good hip and shoulder on him. Armstrong in there, who's got the job on Williams.
Paul Ruse averages 25 possessions a game, which is very, very high for a set position player.
Gale, who's running with McGuan. And you talk about possessions, Mickey McGuan's been getting more kicks in the competition than anyone this year.
Well, Mick McGuan is the prototype player of the 90s, a running player, probably the best running player in the business at the present time, and a clear example of how to mind a player but still work off him and be dangerous.
It's bucketing down. Boyd against his former club. Mitchell. Handball okay. Fraser, good kick in the circumstances. Got 25 metres out of nothing, out of bounds at half-back.
And that's the value of Barry Mitchell getting the ball from the pack, starting off the attack with a quick handball. Fraser good enough on that occasion to swing it round and gain some yardage for Collingwood.
The rain tumbling down here at Princes Park. Conditions difficult for the players. Slippery ball. Christian tries to backhand it. That's a quick hand pass coming out to Armstrong. That was from Boyd. Williams tries to sock it off the ground. Now Manson does. Boyd again, a former Collingwood player himself. In towards half forward. Richardson goes to ground. Sock it off the ground away from him. That was from Doc Wheeldon. And there's a human glove, as I like to call him, Michael Gafer. Took the place of Graham Wright in the side. A late withdrawal, Graham Wright. So forward pocket for Fitzroy. As they work hard, it's tapped on, socket off the ground towards the half-back line. Fraser was there. Now Tony Shaw scooped it up. And the umpire allowed it to Williams. Williams to centre wing. Krasiska tries to backflip it over, but he got into the back of Marcus Seacamp. Free kick to Fitzroy.
Centre wing. Wheeldon and Gafer. Morwood and Lyon out of play. Mickey Gafer getting a chance, as Peter McKenna said, with Graham Wright failing a fitness test. McCarthy had a good year, but so's his former club, North Melbourne. Would continue to inspire him, you reckon. There's Baldwin. Lynch in front. He's a very good player. Gerard, he's capable of being a superstar. He's not far away. Could be one of the dominant players in the AFL.
Probably just a season or two at full forward away from being a superstar. It's difficult to be that playing at full back. I'm not as confident as you, Bruce, in his goal-kicking ability.
Well, he just never misses when I watch him, Gerard.
And he hasn't missed on that occasion either.
2 out of 2. Well, what did Meatloaf say? 2 out of 3 wasn't bad.
Well, this is even one better. And already he will be giving Lee Matthews something to think about. Bump, Peter.
I didn't see it, Gerard.
Just a little bump. Wine tried to get in the way of Shaw, and he gave him a little bit of a side bump, and down went Wine.
Well, here's Lynch again. Oh, he nearly got it. A free kick. A free kick to Lynch against McEwen. It looked to be a one-on-one, man-on-man contest. Didn't look to be a lot in it. But the free kick has been... But let's have a look. They're both pushing, shoving. Oh, no, he grabbed him by the arm.
Yes, good decision from the umpire that time.
The free kick definitely there. He was grabbed by the arm. Well, Alistair Lynch, who I regard as the best fullback in the competition, a chance to kick his third goal. Alistair Lynch from 40 metres. Swings it back. He's kicked his third.
There's fantastic start to Fitzroy here. And Alistair Lynch has kicked 100% of Fitzroy's total so far, 3 goals straight. So he's really giving me something to think about, doubting his goal-kicking ability. But I guess that's proven over a long period of time in front of the big sticks. Have a look at the rain. It's incredible.
Case of deja vu here. Lynch scored 3 of the goals for Fitzroy against West Coast to give them a kick start, and he's done it again in totally different conditions. And this won't worry Fitzroy, you wouldn't reckon, these conditions.
No, they're pretty pacey, plenty of small men, but so are Collingwood. They've got lots of pace.
To Tony Shaw, unhappy. It's Ross Lyon to do with his... well, he's just a bit of byplay by Shaw there to do with the cask around
He is a character.
Lyon's wrist and lower arm, and just checking that everything was in order. Might have thought he got one. Just playing a bit. Armstrong's kick Zanotti down in the forward line. Should give off the handball. Oh, clever. Now Lynch steadies. Centering kick, not a good one. Wind versus Francis. Well played, Wind. Boyd missed it.
Well done,
Mitchell did it very well. And a good take, though, by Johnston, who's been one of the surprise packets. He's got the job on Russell. Seacamp to Zanotti. And for the moment, Collingwood at 6s and 7s as Fitzroy have applied early pressure.
A terrific pickup by Mark Zanotti too from the Brisbane Bears. I thought he was a great player up there. Zanotti is chipping it in short. Oh, Lynch drops it. Hand pass comes back to Morwood. Morwood to the wide open spaces. The race is on. Armstrong is there. So is Mick McGuan. It's a loose ball. Krasiska on the Mitchell. And the umpire has found a free kick. It will go the way of Fitzroy, will it?
Pretty good tactical battle here between Collingwood and Fitzroy. McGuan's picking up Gale, but obviously Shaw wants McGuan out of the action, so he's putting Gale way over, out of the action on the boundary line.
Good coaching by Robert Shaw as we see Manson in towards full forward. It's over the back. Again, the loose ball. Almost a soccer off the ground by McCarthy. Tapped back by Michael Christian, and he puts it over the line, forward pocket.
Well, this must be one of the worst days you've ever seen at the moment. This is almost the unplayable, isn't it?
We've been blessed this year with weather, haven't we?
Well, there was a bloke I saw just recently picked up a hammer, is going to build the ark. If this keeps up, we're all in trouble.
We've heard of the unplayable lie in golf. This is just about the unplayable in footy. The skill level is, well, it's going to test them, isn't it? One grab here would be a real bonus at any time today. And if you could pinch another couple of goals, and if you're the Lions, it'll be a handy break off the ground. Gale out of play.
Well, that two-goal break, it might seem a stupid thing to say so early in the day, but it's a terrific break under these conditions.
It's already
Jared.
magnified, hasn't it?
It's worth half a dozen, Pete, you reckon, on that?
Well, it's worth an extra couple, I would think.
Here's Gale. Handball to Wine. Clever. Baldwin. Free kick, no. Look for it. Mitchell was tackled cleverly off the ground. Fraser. Gale goes bang. Vacant goal square. Richardson to take it. Well played Dundas, but he did interfere, I guess. And Richardson's free kick. Have a look at the background there with the water streaming down with the cans and the papers. And it must be the most difficult day imaginable for a footballer.
Manson gets it to Wind. Oh, a chance for Fitzroy here. They've got numerous players round the ball. Quick hand pass out the Baldwin. He hand passed when he should have kicked. Morwood. Difficult conditions. Broderick slips over. He goes to ground. They dive in on top of it, and this is going to be a low-scoring affair, I think, Jared.
Yes, a hard slog here. Certainly will come down to guts and courage as much as any skill and tactics that the coaches may imply.
Manson, Monkhorst. Monkhorst wins it. Boyd just gave it off. Broderick tried to break a tackle. Gale, Wine. Quick kick, probably a good tactic in these conditions. Well done, Armstrong. Zanotti. Still Zanotti. Had to concede ground. The tackle was good by Richardson. Broderick not the right option that time. Shaw to Mitchell. It was good footy to Williams in that centre square. Drop punt, neat kick. Seacamp in the front. Krasiska played him like a defender. Oh, Baldwin, good take. Handball loose. Missed by McGuan. Seacamp goes in strongly. They're coming now as over the top was Boyd. Russell's quick kick. Krasiska will probably swing onto his left. Waits. Tried to give a handball off. Wasn't very effective. Francis, almost unrecognisable, out of bounds on the fall.
Well, one thing you can't do in conditions like this is attempt a U-turn, as we saw Tony Francis do there. No grip on the ground. He went to ground and kicked it out of bounds.
Wheeldon, the flyer, gave away a free kick in the back. Good umpiring. Advantage paid. Alan Richardson to the half-forward line. Up they go. You won't be able to take those one-grab marks today. It is going to be two bites of the cherry, and the ball is going to be on the deck most of today, I would think. There's Brad Boyd. Discarded by Collingwood. Number 34 you see on screen. When he was only a young player, he felt he wasn't quite up to it, but he's out to prove himself an AFL player and doing pretty well. There's Armstrong, not able to get his boot to it. You watch the pace of Zanotti here. He gets his boot into it towards the half-forward line, a loose ball. Here's a chance. John McCarthy, formerly of North Melbourne, kicks it up in the air. Alistair Lynch versus Ronnie McEwen. Over the back, Zanotti kicks it. A chance for Fitzroy. Gale can run into an open goal for a certainty. Fitzroy on fire.
There's two Fitzroy players left alone there. Quite a fortuitous kick forward there for Fitzroy as we see McCarthy swing the ball down the ground. Then the ball comes quickly to the ground. Fitzroy players running forward, and an easy pick up and goal to Gale.
It's a big lead in the context of this match. 18 points, 4 goals to a goal. The goal by Gale. Shaw. Seacamp. Front spot was Dundas. Here's Broderick. He's been touted as a state of origin player. McCarthy, who's won the football very well. Watson with him. Oh, well played, McCarthy. Great skills. Left foot. The doctor in the front spot. With him is Gafer. And Pete, I guess a poetic justice that the glove's on the doctor today, the human glove. And a good move by Robert Shaw with Zanotti going down to pick Watson up, who had been very damaging early.
Well, Watson's very quick, and so is Zanotti. There's the kick by McCarthy. In towards half forward again. Manson is there. Fisted away. Wine, the second fumble. But it's a difficult ball. He brings it back to Lynch and McEwen. And a free kick to McEwen against Alistair Lynch for holding on. Ronnie McEwen did a fine job last week on the Hawthorn champ Dunstall. Francis at half-back. Now he's got an option of 2 players here. Well, we mentioned about the running ability of Mickey McGuan. There he is. On to Richardson. Richardson to half forward. Scott Russell. But over the back is David Johnston. Tracked it well. On the left foot. Zanotti punches it to ground. Was good play. Waiting for it is Mick McGuan. A touch of the fumbles. Gale gets it out. Zanotti inside. Another one coming up to Fitzroy here. Matthew Dundas brings it in towards goal and slams it through for goal number 5.
And free kick going to Roos over the shoulder. 4 times the best and fairest at the club. One of the most celebrated players, certainly in the history of the Fitzroy Footy Club. Seacamp to Elliott, who's got the job on Rowe. Centering kick. Richardson attacked it strongly with confidence. Not easy to do today, and took the mark. Fitzroy won the toss. Kick to the left-hand side. Appears to be aided by the slightest of breezes, but not this big a breeze. As Rowe kicks to centre wing. Brown in front. Good take against Roos. Back after a couple of weeks with Achilles problems. He's kicked towards centre wing. Boyd. Good take again by Roos. The handball was a beauty. Armstrong's got a bit of time. Low drop punt. Lynch on a long lead. Baldwin round the corner. Richardson to take it on his chest.
Yes, and Robert Shaw won't like that uncontested because Dundas has slipped over. Now, Gafer, Mick McGuan working across half-back line. Brings it to centre wing. Monkhorst and Manson. Manson in front. Sockers it off the ground. Goes to get it again. Well played by Big James. Goes to ground. There's Gavin Brown and the umpire. Oh, tough. That was very tough under these conditions on Gavin Brown. I thought he was making a legitimate attempt to get that out, but a beautiful kick across to Baldwin. And that was by McCarthy. Jason Baldwin. Gee, they're playing with confidence, Fitzroy. Look at this torpedo punt kick, a 60-metre one. Lynch waiting at the back is Dundas. Dundas will get there first. Has a snap at goal. Oh, he's put it right through for goal number 6. Unbelievable. Well, Fitzroy can do no wrong. Great quarter, 6 goals straight in wet conditions, Gerard. But Collingwood one solitary goal.
Yes, it's been a fantastic onslaught by Fitzroy. And this is a marvellous goal by Dundas. It always looked like he was going to get it. Took the best spot at the back of a pack with a wet ball, a heavy ball. And what a classical torpedo.
6 goals straight, Fitzroy. Amazing. Brown sliding through the centre. The kick up to centre half forward. Rowe hanging on to Elliott. Free kick to Fitzroy. That's 11 free kicks to 5 in this opening term.
It's all started in the centre of the ground, Bruce. They are dominating centre bounce takeaways 5-2, and it's setting up their win, or their lead at this stage.
Monkhorst, well played though by Wine to thump it back. Mitchell over the top, got rid of it a bit quickly. Krasiska going to ground. Brown, good umpiring. Both Krasiska and Brown played for free kicks.
Well, it's important in these conditions to let it flow a bit, Gerard, isn't it?
Yes, and also important for players not really to finesse. There was a quick little handball there from Mitchell, perhaps just a knock on. Anything going your way with the football will be accepted by coaches today. A kick off the ground, a knock on, anything getting the ball forward.
Moncourse very short, but finds Watson. Rain suddenly abating. Russell on the lead. Johnston going with him. Wine. Russell off the ground. Rocker to stretch down. Good take, big fellow. Roos runs it over the line, out of play. Collingwood need one.
Yes, that's a huge lead under these conditions. It's only a slight breeze going to left of screen. It's just been great team play by Fitzroy that's given them this 5-goal lead. They need one here. Rocker. Rowe. Off the ground. No, he can't get back there before it rolls over the line behind to the Magpies. They need goals. 6 goals straight, Fitzroy, in this onslaught. Getting towards, well, 6.5 minutes to go towards the end of this term, and Collingwood certainly, Gerard couldn't allow another Fitzroy goal.
Well, there's no need to panic yet, I guess, Peter. It is a big lead, but it's amazing how many times we see sides burst away to a big lead in the first quarter, and then it evens itself up by half-time.
Yeah, but under wet conditions, I think it's a lot more difficult.
Accentuates it, no question.
It certainly does. Now, here's a free kick here at half-forward going the way of Collingwood, is it?
He's holding the man paid against McCarthy.
It will go to Morwood. Morwood to Christian. Christian can go to Gaffer. No, he doesn't give it off. He kicks it to centre wing, one-on-one contest. Over the back is Gavin Krasiska. He's trying to get round on the left foot. Went for the big turn, as Gerard said earlier. You've just got to get it and boot it.
Yeah, so it was a bit difficult there. He had to get round, or perhaps maybe give a handball to Fraser. But U-turns in wet conditions like this are an absolute no-no. And good to see young Kent Butcher up on the boundary line, Peter, about to have his first run in AFL football.
Good take, Francis. Round his body, hugging the line. Williams running with it. It was out.
I knew you'd get a big thrill out of Kent Butcher coming on, Gerard, after you predicted him a couple of weeks ago, after seeing him play for 1 minute.
A typical Collingwood player, a running, long-kicking, very quick and mobile player.
Mitchell, high tackle, free kick against Manson.
Oh, Manson couldn't argue with that one, surely. Christian off.
Yeah, obviously wanting to get some more legs onto the ground.
Rocker. Brown goes to ground. Seacamp claims a free kick, so does Boyd. And it'll be a throw up at about 45 metres out from Collingwood's goal. Attacking but trailing by 5. Roos, quick one. Wine getting another touch. Didn't go all that far. Gales had an impressive opening term. Free kick surely that time. All over the top of Armstrong. The advantage has been given. Here's Baldwin. Left foot. Wheeldon. Gaffer. Body to body. Mickey Gaffer does all right. Dundas has had an effective first term. Now the doctor. Wheeldon's left foot. OK. A good one.
Yes, McCarthy and Lynch had interchanged. McCarthy coming out to centre half. Sorry, McCarthy going to full forward and Lynch going to centre half. And already that move has paid off. They're interchangeable side now, Fitzroy, haven't they?
They're a very good side.
And when you have an innovative coach, it all works out pretty well. 6 kicks, McCarthy, a couple of marks. His first go for goal. It'll take a very good kick in the conditions. He'll kick it from 50. Low drop punt, gives it a hook. And Fitzroy missed for the first time today. 6-1-1-1.
Kent Butcher's come onto the ground. He's picking up Ross Lyon. Christian off. Obviously, Collingwood thought they were shade too heavy down on that forward line and wanted to get a bit more pace onto the ground.
I just can't help thinking this is a huge deficit to make up under these conditions. It'll take a great effort by Collingwood from here. I know it's early as it's tapped down towards Zanotti, who's done a lot of good little things on that half-forward line. And found a free kick here, and it looks like Armstrong. Matthew Armstrong, he and Broderick, the two lookalikes. No, it's going back to Zanotti. I think they'd rather Armstrong kick that one, Fitzroy. Mark Zanotti, oh, good kick. Lynch, oh, great pass by Mark Zanotti. Not known for his kicking, but what a great lead by Lynch.
Yes, into space, and that was a problem for Collingwood. They haven't blocked up that gap, and Lynch has found space as we see Ross Lyon coming off the ground. And Michael Dunstan coming onto it for his first run for the afternoon. Zanotti quite impressive on the half-forward line. Pace has been his big asset today, and the fact that he's getting in and getting the football, Pete.
Well, he's been a great player for Fitzroy all year. I thought he was a top player for the Bears, actually. He's going for goal number 4, Alistair Lynch, from directly in front. It's to the right, and easily excused that kick under the wet conditions. Hard to get a footing, trying to get that extra distance.
Well, it's interesting the way Peter Dacos kicks in these conditions. He only kicks off one step, so he doesn't lose his footing. Often the theory says that you take a longer run-up, but one of the great goal kickers of our time believes it's all wrong.
McEwen, the thump away by Lynch was effective. Gained 5-6 metres. Francis and Mitchell, a couple of the smaller Collingwood players, hold it up at centre half back. Well, a goal here for Fitzroy would be a disaster for Collingwood. Monkhorst won it. Baldwin got a little shove from Fraser. Francis had an airy. Morwood was off the ground. Seacamp got a little boot to it. Krosiska and Roos. It'll run to the line. Roos will be happy to see that result out of play. 2.5 minutes remaining in an exciting and enterprising opening term, and Fitzroy taking all the honours at this stage. Well, it's 6-2 to 1-1.
We've got to remember they beat the Eagles in Perth last Friday night. They're in form.
Quick kick away by Seacamp. Here's Butcher. His first touch. Well, he was under great pressure. Some players kick a goal in their first touch in league footy. Well, Kent didn't have that result, but you couldn't blame him. He was good enough to get the ball, but under great pressure out on the fall.
Well, Dundas gives across the hand pass. Jason Baldwin will go for the long kick. It's in towards Dunstan, a magnificent kick.
The passing into the forward line, Peter, has been exemplary today, and if they continue that, Collingwood are in for a pretty torrid afternoon.
Now, this guy is a great kick for goal, and he'll certainly need a great kick from there on the boundary line. 40 metres from goal. Here's a beautiful kick. Look at that. Look at that for a goal right through the middle. Fitzroy on fire.
Today's game is part of the...
Aggies can come back. Right down the ground, Paxman. Boyd was the target. Mitchell almost took a good mark. Broderick. Play on called. Here's Williams. Good give. McGuan. Brown. Normally a good kick. Drop punt. Goal.
Kick it now. Rocker. He's off. Umpire calls play on. Rocker looking for a hand pass. Rowe trying to get around. Here's a chance now. Paul Williams. A high floating kick. I think he's dumped this. He has. Great play, the Magpies. Boyd into Gale. Gale a very quick hand pass to Zanotti. Zanotti in towards Wheeldon and Lynch. Lynch with 2 hands. Kick by Dundas. Oh, it's a great goal by the little rover. Along the ground for his 3rd.
They would have had a lot of battles at practice over the years. Armstrong, Lynch, well played. It's a goal. Good one. Number 4.
Mickey Gaffer gets in a hand pass. Williams, plenty of Collingwood runners now. Shaw, Christian, he can give it across to Williams. A big chance for the Magpies here as Williams sets sail with a long kick. In towards Monkhorst, and Damien Monkhorst marks. Too strong.
Shot at goal here.
So here's Damien Monkhorst. Kicks and slips it through for a goal. A goal here to Collingwood would be invaluable. Up goes the pack. Here's a chance. Williams, Rowe, an open goal looms. Brad Rowe kicks. Brad Rowe's goal. The Magpies are back in business.
Armstrong pushed it forward. Baldwin, high one. Right to the goal square. Fitzroy with the numbers. Dundas is 5th.
They'll fight it right out to the finish, as they did last year here, and they lost by a point. There's Mickey McGuan almost unloaded. Tony Shaw dives on the ball. It's a loose one.
But the trainers are calling for the halting of play. Probably got to be Broderick. Just having a look at the Armstrong.
They've only managed 2 goals since half-time. Fraser, Watson went without it. It could be a bad miss here. Baldwin chips it to Lynch. It's kicked 4 goals too. Goes from about 49 metres. Drop punt. It's a good kick, isn't it? A beauty, a goal. Yes, Lynch finishing the game in style as he started it, and Fitzroy, despite a strong Collingwood challenge, won in the end 14-8 to 10-13. Collingwood did get within 14 points. Lynch and Dundas got 5 each for Fitzroy, getting 10 out of the 14. As we look at the other